Hi, my name is Jacob Adams. I'm a fitness and leadership coach. I help people just like you get more understanding, more gains, more energy, more zest, more fulfillment. The elusive concepts that everybody wants. That's what I study. That's what I help implement. That's what I focus on. Have you ever struggled with your bag of shit, your stuff, your insecurities, your fears, your doubts, your self-doubts? There's all types of words to call it. And the good news, my friend, is that we all have those things. The reason I'm making this video is that maybe you, like me, have also done weird things because of those things. Like maybe you pushed somebody away because you felt an insecurity. Yeah, maybe you pushed them away for good reason. Maybe they had treaded on your boundaries, which is a healthy reason. Maybe you didn't have any good boundaries and they've treaded on your boundaries for, you never established your boundary, right? But maybe your insecurity was flared up by a trigger that the person in your external world may have done, not knowing it was a trigger. They didn't know it was a trigger. And so you may have pushed somebody away and the person may be shocked, right? They may not even know that that was on your to-do list to push them away because they didn't know they triggered you. So as I look into this camera, you may be on your phone lying in bed. Maybe it's a Saturday night. I don't know why you would look up the bag of shit. I don't know why you would look at stuff or dealing with your issues. I don't know. But if you are looking at this video, it's likely because you are dealing with some weird emotions. And the first thing I tell you about weird emotions is that you're not alone. And the person that you're feeling this about has either had to deal with them themselves or dealing with them. Okay, so you're not alone. One of the key aspects, one of the problems with us as humans is that we think our problems are special, that nobody else understands our problems. That's one of the biggest realizations that you can make. Again, you're not alone. Your problems are not special. I know, I'm gonna say that again. You are not alone. Your problems are not special. This doesn't, I can look at this video again and I'm gonna look, I'll look at me saying it. I always freak out when I look at my videos and say like, that's my own advice and I need to follow it deeper. I'm letting you know that when you come to that surface, when you come to that place and you realize that, wow, I'm not alone. There's people around me that have similar situations and they're going through their own struggle and their own insecurities and their own self-doubts, and my problems are just like theirs. But if we keep them inside and bottle them up and try to manipulate and change situations, maybe make some people feel like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make you feel insecure. I'm gonna, look, if sometimes, let's just say, I'll give you one example. Let's just say you're out at a club or you're at a coffee shop. I don't know where you're at, right? And somebody does something and then you feel triggered and you start feeling like offended or slightly offended, whatever the slight vibration. I say vibration because it starts off as like a thought or vibration, right? Your animal response has been triggered. Think about a time where you got next to a horse and you weren't intending to do anything wrong, but you triggered it for whatever reason. The horse, think of a horse and it's been through traumatic experience with other owners, or it senses something with you and so it went away. So think of yourself in a way similar to that horse where you feel a vibration and you've been triggered like that horse has been triggered. Now, we understand what a trigger is now, right? So in this situation here, let's just say that you have an option here. You can absorb that on some level and let it reflect within yourself. Let the vibration sit, the thought sit, and let it pass and overcome it and become better because of it. Or some people react this way. They talk back, they insult, they want to make another person feel what they're feeling, right? So now, some people might say that's justified. I'm just letting you know where if you were like this in the situation, but now you feel like this, and now you're trying to bring the other person down, well, this is how wars start, right? Because now you have two people, and then this person might say, oh, well, I'm going to say this. And so now there's a winning. Now someone has to win, right? This is a common situation. It's very common. And so the reason I wanted to make a video like this and go right into it is because I make so many videos. And the videos that I make have danced around, gone in depth, gone into it. And it's like, sometimes I feel like the message isn't getting delivered, right? And you could even say, well, that triggered me to be more clear, to get maybe a little more energy into my video, right? Because even though I'm making all these videos, say in my personal world, if it's still not penetrating to the level I want it to, or I think it needs to, or the information is right there staring you in the face, right? Then I think, well, maybe if I amp up the intensity, right? Maybe if I amp it up the intensity and test it, and I speak more clearly, more directly, maybe the person will absorb the concept. I'm trying to tell you, I am not even trying, I'm being directly letting you know that you are not alone in your problems, and your problems are not special. There's someone else in the world having worse problems, similar problems, the same problems, worse problems. I mean, there's so many different types of feelings and problems in the world that for you to think that you're special, there's two types of narcissism. There's high-level narcissism where you think you're the best, and then there's the opposite end of the spectrum that thinks that your problems are so unique. You don't think you're the best, but you think your problems are the best. It's almost like thinking your problems are the best, that they're so unique that nobody else is experiencing them or knows what you feel or has worked through them. You see what I mean? It's like you get caught up, you're absorbed in your problems so much that you fail to think that other people haven't overcome them. Maybe the people that you're giving a hard time to have overcome, and instead of looking to emulate or be at their level, you might want to bring them into your level of regression, okay? It's a thing. It's weird. I can't. Look, this is how we are. Like you naturally, as I say this, it may polarize you and be like, oh, I disagree with Jacob fully. But pay attention to yourself as you walk into the next situation, the next book, the next coffee shop, the next school, the next church, the next restaurant. I mean, there's only the next dance club, there's only so many places we can go, right? The next bedroom. Observe yourself and the energy you bring into the space. Are you mindful that you're contributing joy and energy, or are you unaware and neutral, or worse, are you absorbing and taking energy and not even concerned with the energy you're putting forth? Maybe you're tired, and that's okay, that happens. That's a thing that happens in life. That's different than to be tired, depressed, and thinking that those feelings are so unique onto yourself that you're gonna project it onto other people and make other people feel bad with you. It's because now you're looking to create more of that suck. You're looking to create more of the suck. And then furthermore, maybe if you go ahead and say, well, you know what? This person is not coming down into the trauma with me. I don't like that. See, on some level, I'm willing to bet you do like it. You do like that the person didn't get sucked into your trauma. Because on some level, it's a bait. It's a bait to suck you into this weird world of hurt and self-doubt and trauma and insecurities. And on some level, you likely appreciate it. But not at first, you see? Because leaders, remember, I teach fitness and leadership. Leaders have to be so immersed in their reality of creating a better world mindset, remember, that they cannot just give in to the trauma you may be choosing to give yourself into. This is high-level thinking. Please don't watch this if you're not a leader, because it's high-level thinking. As a matter of fact, if you can't follow me on this level, you're probably not a leader. The chances are high because leaders understand this dynamic, right? Like, what am I projecting into the people in my organization? What kind of joy and leadership am I bringing? Where's my mindset? Leaders don't look at affirmations and meditate and listen to positive things and read positive books and do all of this stuff that some people may think is corny and cheesy and crap. Leaders don't do that because it wastes time. Some might. However, most leaders do it because they know that it gives them an edge and it propels them into the next level of performance, which is what the leader truly is obsessed about. As Grant Cardone says, be obsessed or be average. If you're going to get sucked in your trauma, if you're going to think you are alone and your problems are special, you are getting sucked into your trauma. That is not. You're obsessing over the wrong things. And as Cardone talked about, if you're not obsessing about the right things, you're going to get sucked into the wrong things. Okay? So my process to get through all of the stuff I went through, there was a time I spoke with my friend Matt Gold yesterday, and we talked about how before I got into meditation, I was afraid of being alone. I don't know what else to call it. My childhood wounds, my trauma, my bag of shit, my fear of being alone, my need for validation, all of that shit it didn't let me sit alone for 30 minutes by myself because I wanted to get into the movie, call my girlfriend up, my ex-girlfriend. I needed to get to the gym. I needed to do something to not feel that vibration, that inner lack of peace. And so I want you to know that you're not alone if you have that inner lack of peace, that inner lack of tranquility to be alone, that you are not alone in your fear to be alone. You have to face the fear. There's no other way around it. Or you're going to continue pulling at the fabrics of your life, pulling at the people of your life, wanting them to save you from your inner turmoil, from those inner fears. And they can't. Eventually you will run out. So face it now or face it later. You're going to face it. There's no way you're not going to leave. You don't want to leave this planet without facing that deep inner turmoil, that deep vibration, that deep inner weird shit. Now, this is not you. Say you're peaceful and zen out. You don't have any insecurities, any self-doubts. If this is not you, don't play this video. Don't share this video. Don't do anything in this video. Just, okay, you're not you. I'm talking specifically to the people that want to rebound all the time. I'm talking specifically to the people that, want to take the next hit of drugs the next time, or the next drink, the next cigarette, the next, because it's never enough. And it's never gonna be enough. That's the kicker. You're gonna need to up the dosage until you run out of money, you run out of health, you run out of something, and now you're pulling at the threads and you're scared. And now you might have a disease, or maybe and now you're gonna really have to face the fears, right? So you can face them now while you were still in good health, you still have plenty of time, or eventually you might run out of resources and then you're forced to face them. Everybody has to face them. You're not alone. Your problems are not special. Okay, so remember that what happened with me was when I finally decided to bite the bullet and face those. I did a 60-day challenge. I was on my other YouTube channel. I started getting more tranquility. It's taken me 2 years or more. Yeah, last year I meditated deeply, and this year I'm meditating even deeper. Now I'm not saying meditation is the only way. Oh my God, it's the only way. It's just one of the ways, the key ways that we know. Okay? If you have another way that you want to try, working out, something that's gonna help. I'm just saying, like, it's not the only way. I'm letting you know my story was that, yes, I eventually started meditating. I was single, so I stopped feeding the addiction. Stop feeding the addiction, step one. Step two, feed it with things that are good for you, like, yes, meditation, working out, eating right, self-regulatory things that are gonna help you thrive and become more obsessed and focused and energized and become a leader. Remember, I teach fitness and leadership. You can go to evolutiontraining.net, download a free video on the things to focus. I wanted to come on here today and be more zestful and just let my passion speak. Remember, it's developing stronger, smarter, passionate leaders. I'm very passionate, and I'd like to break this down always kindly or nicely. It's just that sometimes I see like there's so much, like, come on, dude, like, wake up a little. Wake up a little. Like, you're not alone. Your problems are not unique. You're not special for your problems. You are like us, and we all have to go through the same crap. It's just like how we deal with it. We might, if we say, hey, it's like saying, have this orange. And if you don't eat the orange, you're like, hey, how do I do this? So I say, hey, meditate. And you don't meditate, and you know, like, it's a good solution, but you're like, I'm not going to do it. Come on. Come on. Same thing. If you need to work out and you don't work out, but you know you should, but you keep complaining about the problem, come on. At some level, come on. Right? I mean, excuses can only get you so much time before you have to face and pay the piper. Right? Just bottom line. Seriously. So when I finally meditated, when I finally did embrace myself, eventually, yes, things started getting better. I started seeing a new life. I started seeing a new perspective. It's not overnight. You're not going to get the answers overnight. It's just the process, the embracing of the struggle, the commitment, the sacrifice. Is it hella hard? Yeah, it hella is hard. Would I love to coach you, work with you? Yeah, I'm one. If you don't get me, get someone else. Okay? I'm just letting you know that a coach is going to help you push it to the next level. That's just, it's a common sense concept, right? So I ended up finding the right solution, right? I ended up finding that that was the right, doesn't mean I have all the solutions. No, it just means that I'm no longer my own worst enemy to the highest degree. I am my own worst enemy, just not to the degree I was. And that's growth, and that's change, and that's reality, and that's real. And you could chew on that. You could take that to the bank. Okay? So in the past, I mean, that was a little bit more of a thing to do, where, you know, people did coke, or in the 80s people did coke, you know, the greed way in the 90s, you know, still rock and stuff. And we're just living in a new time where, you know, rebounding isn't sexy anymore. It's not the only answer. Sure, do it what you need to do, but after a certain time, it's not sexy anymore. It's not sexy to just repeat the same patterns. We're living in a new age where it's not sexy to just be our own worst enemy. That's no longer sexy, okay? And so keep an eye out for the common mistakes of rebounding, addictions. Look at your addictions. Rebounding, sex, rebounding, alcohol, cigarettes, a lot of TV, ignoring, avoidant behavior. Those are the common mistakes, okay? And so I'd love for you to share this video, comment below. I just wanted to speak from my heart and just let it go. I'd love to hear your comments, your concerns, your questions. This particular video, I just want you to take away that you're not alone. There's people around you that care. And also, you know, your problems aren't out there. They're around you. Whether the internet's a big place, you found me some way, somehow. I'd love for you to subscribe and go to evolutiontraining.net, get another training video on how to maximize 2017, how to make the most out of your time, what areas to focus on. You can get that right now. This is Jacob Adams. I'd love to hear from you. Signing off. Peace. Bye.